Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have swatches for you from the Maleficent / Dark Fae collection from the brand by Danny Vienna. This collection goes on sale September 12th, so in the description box below I will link their site, their Instagram page, and then my Instagram page where you can see more swatches of everything from this collection. So there are a total of 12 polishes to look at today, and let's go ahead and get started. So first we have Doom Bloom, and this is described as a coral base with gold microflakes and holographic particles. So here's our first coat of Doom Bloom. This one covers really well here in this first coat, almost a one coater, but not quite. Formula is very smooth, very easy to work with, no running, pooling, or staining. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. This is going to dry with some texture, so you definitely want some top coat to finish this off, and removal is going to be more difficult on this one. So there's 2 coats. Next up we have Desert, and this is described as a brick colored jelly base with a mix of metallic gold, holographic, and iridescent flakes. Here's our first coat of Desert. This one is more in a jelly-like base, but the formula is very good. Still very opaque here on this first coat. You get a ton of these flakes out. You don't have to do anything special to get them out, and they do spread out nice and evenly across the nail as well. So here's our second coat, and this does cover completely in 2 coats. You are going to want top coat to finish this off as well. It does dry a little bit dull, but nothing is going to dry textured and nothing is going to be difficult to remove. So there is 2 coats. Next up we have Jungle, and this is described as an avocado green jelly base with a copper shimmer, ultra chrome chameleon flakies, and a mix of copper and brown glitter. Here's our first coat of Jungle. This one is a little bit sheer here on this first coat, but again, a very smooth, easy to work with formula, no running, pooling, and I didn't have any staining with this one, but I also only left this on for the swatch. I would just cover my bases and wear my base coat wearing this out. So this is completely opaque in 2 coats. You are going to want top coat. This does dry dull and textured, but removal on this one is decently easy. It's mostly these flakes that are in here. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Mistress of Evil, and this is described as a black magnetic polish with a green effect, holographic microflakes, and a green aurora shimmer. Here's our first coat of Mistress of Evil, and this one is completely opaque in 1 coat. I am going to go ahead and put on a second coat so I can magnetize it, but if I wanted to wear this as just a multi-chrome polish, I would happily wear just 1 coat. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2. The magnet brings out a bright green line against a black base, and you will want top coat, and removal is easy. So there is 2 coats. Next up we have Diaval, and this is described as a black jelly base with green iridescent flakes and an aurora shimmer. Here's our first coat of Diaval. This one does cover really well here in this first coat, not quite a 1 coater, so I am going to go in for a second coat. The black base that this has is pigmented, but it's not too pigmented that I can't make out all the beautiful little green flecks that are in here. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. You are going to want top coat. This does dry dull and textured, and removal on this one does require a little bit of scrubbing. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Prince Philip, and this is described as a blue magnetic with silver metallic flakes and a silver shimmer. Here's our first coat of Prince Philip. This one covers really well here on this first coat. Not quite a 1 coater, but very close. Again, a super smooth formula, no running, pooling, or staining on this one. So here's our second coat, and that does cover completely in 2 coats. I am going to magnetize this, and it brings out this black background with the blue line, and it really reminds me of a night sky. You are going to want top coat because this dries dull, but nothing in here is going to be difficult to remove, so there's 2 coats. Up next we have Made for Aurora, and this is described as a periwinkle crelly base with pink and green glitter. Here's our first coat of Made for Aurora. This one is pretty sheer on this first coat. It is a lighter color. It is glitter crelly, so I really expected to have to do 3 coats on this one, but it did surprise me and only needed 2. Formula is again very smooth and easy to work with. You are going to want top coat to finish this off. It does dry with some texture, but removal on this one is also a little bit difficult. So there is 2 coats. Up next we have Dark Fae, and this is described as an ivory crelly base with dark flakes. Here's our first coat of Dark Fae. This one is very opaque here on this first coat, which really threw me for a loop because I could still make out all these beautiful little black specks on my nail. Formula is wonderful, not too thick or too thin, no running, pooling, or staining. I was able to achieve complete opacity on this one in 2 coats. You are going to want top coat for longevity purposes, and removal of this polish is easy. So there is 2 coats. Next up we have Tundra, and this is described as a satin ivory magnetic with dark flakes. Here's our first coat of Tundra. This one does cover really well here on this first coat. Virtually a 1-coater, but I am going to go for a 2nd coat and then magnetize it. You are going to have some brush strokes throughout this shimmer, and those do hang around as it's dry as well. So this one is completely opaque in 2 coats. When you magnetize it, you don't get the strongest and most visible of lines, but it is there. A top coat will help keep your manicure lasting, but nothing is going to dry textured or be difficult to remove, so there is 2 coats. Next up we have Kingdom of Moors, and this is described as a topper with iridescent glitters, flakes, and pigments. And today I will layer it over Zoya's Elliot. So here's 1 coat of Kingdom of Moors. This one is a beautiful topper. It goes on very smoothly and evenly. You don't really have to work to get those glitters to spread out evenly. I don't think this one will build up to opacity. You will want top coat, and removal is difficult. So up next we have War Queen, and this is described as a gray crelly base with dark flakes, silver holographic glitters, holographic flakes, and white glitter. Here's our first coat of War Queen. This one covers pretty well here on this first coat, not totally opaque, so I am going to build it up with a 2nd coat. But again, a very smooth formula, very easy to work with. The glitter that's in here, it spreads out nice and evenly with no manipulation to make it do so. So it's completely opaque in 2 coats. You'll definitely want top coat. There's a ton of glitter in here, and removal on this one is going to be very difficult because of all that glitter. So there's 2 coats. And lastly for today we have Transformation, and this is described as a topper full of an Aurora shimmer and dark flakes, and today I am going to just layer it over black. So here is a Transformation, and at this one angle that you're watching me paint at, you can only see this beautiful red flash, which totally screams Halloween to me, but at my angle I could also make out green and gold. This one is going to dry dull, so you'll want top coat, but removal's easy, so there's 1 coat. Oh, I had some standouts, all right. This is a beautiful collection. The first one being Dark Fae, this super like putty kind of color with the scattered little flecks. It looks like a speckled egg to me. I think this is such a beautiful, soft, muted shade. I really enjoy this one. The next one being Jungle. Of course, this is kind of that pea green that I really lean towards. I love the glitter that's in here. I love the flakes that are in here. This one is stunning as well. Wear a base coat though because it does have some staining properties to it. The next favorite would be Mistress of Evil. I like magnetic polishes, but I don't see myself reaching for them often. This one I could definitely see myself reaching for much more often. This is stunning. I think it'd be beautiful, not only magnetized, but just wearing it how it is on its own. I think it's such a fall color either way, so I think this one's really beautiful. And then my last favorite is Made for Aurora. I can see make it blue, make it pink. I can see everything in this polish that is Aurora. It's beautiful. It's got a gorgeous 2-coat formula, so I really, really like that one. So these are the 4 standouts in the collection for me. And guys, that is it. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of these polishes. Let me know if you plan on picking any of them up, and let me know what your favorite was. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will talk to you again next time.